From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Tisha Bader.
I'm Tisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, July the 30th, 2020. Israel's Defense Ministry hosted the U.S.-Israeli Defense Policy Advisory Group this week. The annual discussion of strategic and regional security challenges was held via video conference over the last 2 days because of the coronavirus pandemic. Co-chaired by head of the Defense Ministry Policy and Political Military Bureau, Zohar Palti, and U.S. Acting Undersecretary of Defense for Policy, Dr. James Anderson, who jointly said the meeting reaffirmed the ironclad strategic defense partnership between the U.S. and Israel and underscored the importance of constant cooperation on all levels as a force multiplier. Pro-Israel lobby AIPAC tweeted about the meeting, writing that the U.S.-Israel relationship helps keep us safe, protect our troops, and promote stability. The conference comes on the heels of a visit this past Friday of the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, who was in Israel to meet with IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Aviv Kochavi, as well as with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and others. The IDF revealed today an arrest that took place last month of a member of the Hamas terror group who tried to swim his way from Gaza into Israel. The 24-year-old was spotted by the Navy, detained, and handed over to Israel's security agency, the Shin Bet. The Shin Bet said today of the operative he kept an anti-aircraft missile in his home and had been instructed to launch it at an Israeli helicopter if one were to fly nearby, in order to kill or abduct Israeli soldiers. The Shin Bet said the operative shared other valuable intel with them as well. They said the operative was trying to flee Gaza and swim to Israel over family problems and concerns of persecution and defamation by senior Hamas figures. He was indicted today on a number of security-related charges. British rapper Wiley has now been permanently banned from Twitter after ranting on the platform against Jews, as we reported to you about, with comments including suggesting comparisons between Jews and the Ku Klux Klan and that Israel does not belong to the Jewish people. Twitter apologized for not moving faster in removing the hateful posts and promised to work against anti-Semitism on their platform. Wiley was also banned, by the way, from Facebook and Instagram. The rapper issued an apology of sorts in an interview with Sky News yesterday, saying he was sorry for generalizing against the Jewish people, but went on to continue to make offensive comments. Jewish American Israeli rapper Kosha Dills reached out to Wiley in an op-ed in Variety yesterday, confronting him on the hurt he has caused, but writing, in Hebrew, we have a concept called teshuvah. It means to return and is a step in earning forgiveness. Even if you don't sincerely have any sorrow just yet, you can earn the legacy you deserve just for having started self-reflection. Jewish worshippers gathered last night at the Western Wall in Jerusalem's Old City to mark Tisha B'av, the 9th day of the Hebrew month of Av, which commemorates the destruction of the first and second temples in Jerusalem. The prayers last night were held under strict coronavirus regulations, which limited attendance to 1,000 worshipers throughout the evening, separated into so-called capsules of up to 20 people each. The prayers were also live streamed by the Western Wall Heritage Foundation. The rabbi of the Western Wall, Shmuel Rabinowitz, said these days in the shadow of social distancing and a great economic crisis obligate us all to increase ahavat chinam, mutual responsibility, and our connection with Jewish heritage and tradition. Ahavat chinam translates to baseless love, or love for the sake of love without judgment. And that is what the Jewish people are called upon to practice, to rectify the sinat chinam, baseless hatred of one another, which it is said led to the destruction of the Second Temple. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, July the 30th at 7 o'clock, it's Talmud Study. At 8, award-winning author Bruce Feiler discusses his book, The Secrets of Happy Families. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Rabbi Charles Sherman, who talks about how his son Eyal survived serious brainstem damage. At 10, it's the Jake Ehrenreich Show with special guests Shelley Fisher and Brie Gell, as well as a Catskills Hall of Fame induction ceremony of Sammy Davis Jr. And coming up next, it's the ILTV's Insider. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, July the 30th, 2020. I'm Tisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.